I quit school and found myself in a recruiter's office, then in the Army. Danny traded defending war protesters for free for defending real criminals for real money. I traded textbooks for a free membership to the local VA hospital, mod skin, and dreams I don't like to talk about. Danny eventually became a respectable Republican and was working his way deeper into the upper crust. In keeping with being raised in South Boston, Southie, we referred to each other as Andy and Danny. Not Dan or Daniel, and certainly never Andrew. It was a Southie sign of familiarity. Michael was a saint. Mikey was your friend. Nicholas was the name your parents used when you got in trouble, later when you were in court. To your close friends, you were Nicky. It was our only concession to the old neighborhood. Andy! He pointed a finger at me like it was a pistol. The other 3 fingers were wrapped around a glass of scotch with a name I couldn't pronounce and price I could only afford when a relative died. Andy, the client wants an investigator, one that can keep his mouth shut and is willing to break a rule or two. Danny was all class. Now he said things like investigator instead of private eye. I knew him before there was a gas tank with Ho Chi Minh painted on it casting shadows over the old neighborhood. These days, Danny acts as though he has to look out for me. He feels guilty that I went to Nam and he didn't. He is annoyed because I haven't had much interest in trying to catch the middle-class brass ring. A stable job, a wife, kids, house, a mortgage, and a dog. I've tried to explain to him, but he just thinks that I'm using Vietnam as an excuse to be a fuck-up. I lifted the Pilsner glass of Lowenbrau to my lips and listened to his sales pitch. I didn't need much of one. I was between jobs and had time to spare. I don't do well with too much time off. My apartment seems too big, too dusty, and too empty these days. The common gear was going to need a new clutch soon, and I had known Danny long enough that when he wanted me to take a job for a client, I took it. Andy, she is a little idiosyncratic. She wants you to fly out to San Francisco to meet with her. Fly out on her nickel and hear what she has to say. Why doesn't she come out here if the case is here? Usually, clients come to the investigator. It is what makes all those detective novels so interesting in the beginning. The leggy brunette with a husky voice and trouble written all over her walking through a frosted glass-paneled door. Andy, she is rich and she has commitments and you like San Francisco. Go out there, hear what she has to say, see if you can help her. Have a nice meal, stay in a nice hotel, and go out to Alcatraz. Play at being a tourist, maybe meet a nice lady for a night. He trailed off at that. I haven't been back to San Francisco in years. I remember getting off the chartered Pan Am flight, walking up the jetway and into the airport. People stared at my uniform, stared at me. No one spat on me or anything dramatic. I just knew that I was in a strange, unwelcoming land. In the bars, my tan and my short hair gave me away, and there were a lot of ladies who didn't want anything to do with me. I remember a dark bar, someone saying, "Baby killer," and a fight. I remember the feel of a nose giving way under my fist, a leg giving way to a knee in someone's crotch, and the corpse nightstick against my head. I never held any of it against the city. Yes, man, that is it. Go hear her out and take the case. Danny was pressing hard. Important client? He wore glasses, and the light played off of them, making it hard to see his eyes. A rich client, whose rich husband has a bright political future. Danny had given up liberalism and the anti-war movement to drive a Cadillac to work and have a Mercedes in the garage for the wife. Danny's wife had the type of ambition that had dragged them out of Southie. It would have made Danny's very Catholic mother angry, except for the fact that the Protestant wife was a Republican and the mother of their 2 daughters, who are already going to the right schools in 1st grade. Political future in California? I thought that was for Democrats only. Look at Reagan. Andy, people aren't stupid anymore. They gave up on peanut farmers who can't get them gas for their